Hello, friends. Welcome to this week's episode of the PinkFM podcast with your host, Pink Knight. Moon is not in today. It's just going to be me interviewing this one. So glad you guys could make it in, and I appreciate the heck out of you guys. So, for today's show, we're interviewing an old friend of mine, Nerdy Nanny. Nerdy is a top-notch content creator, voice impressionist, singer, and quite the comedian. They have spent the last few years on VRChat creating content and making a name for themselves in the virtual world. They have recently gone through some hardships and have caused quite a stir on the Bird app, and today we will be going in depth with the madness. Now, for someone that doesn't know who you are, could you please introduce yourself to the camera, please?
Well, hi there, I'm Nerdy Nanny, the man with the plan, femboy on demand, voice actor extraordinaire with crazy hair that don't care. I'm a voice actor, I'm a disability advocate, I talk a lot about mental health awareness and the importance of going to therapy, about self-care, etc., and, I have a few chronic illnesses that make it so that this is the job that I have to do, because honestly, most other options are... Not a lot of places have work from home, which is really disappointing. It is disheartening when places don't offer you work from home benefits, especially for like customer service jobs. It's like, but I figure being a funny guy on the internet
And doing my funny voices, I'm also known as the Cat and Tanker Spider-Man, and of course Reevy. And I've been going around as Nifty a lot.
Yeah, the Nifty. You do a great job at those.
my Nifty is terrifyingly good.
It is very
I got asked if I was the official voice actor.
Aww.
I am not, and I would
What a
never claim to be
compliment.
that. I'm
What
just
a compliment.
Goofy little impressionist.
Oh, I love that. Well, Karma,
Yep, Hazmat Hotel.
Karma, could you introduce yourself too, please?
Of course. Hi, I'm Karma Falcon, also known as Joe the Fortune Teller, both for funny streaming things and also in the VRChat roleplay community. I'm Nerdy's partner. I don't have a fancy means of introducing myself, but I do identify as a liquid walk because I am gender fluid, Asian, and pan. I'm
Wow.
actually obligated to make at least 10 dad jokes a day, and that was number 17.
So cute.
This person is one of the
Oh,
best things to happen to me, and my overall well-being has been... Karma's been my rock through a lot of this. I'm not gonna lie, Karma has been there for some of the toughest parts of dealing with this fallout.
well, yeah. We
I
all
should be
need a
a Michael
rock.
boy.
Yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, we all need a rock when it comes to these things. And I'm just glad you had that. Karma's. I haven't had the pleasure of getting to know you for too long, but you seem like a very genuine fellow and really neat.
I do my best.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're a streamer too?
I've had a lot of support through this. Karma kind of streams sometimes.
So,
You need it. They work a lot, so...
Right. Life
so,
comes first.
Life does come first. I work in order to support my family, but also I've been trying to get back into streaming, especially since there's a few things that I'd like to stream. I do like 4 different D&D tables as the Dungeon
D&D,
Master.
okay.
I
As the
do VRChat
Four
roleplay,
tables.
That's
and
insane.
I also want to it's 2 a week essentially.
Okay.
So it's not bad. And then I also have a few games that I've been wanting to start streaming as well in order to possibly
Like the Beyblade one?
That's only one of the mini games, but sure.
Well, goodness. Well, that sounds like a lot of on your plate, but a lot of fun. And do you ever be a part of these DMs, Nerdy? The D&D sessions?
Oh, so fun fact, anytime Karma does anything remotely nerdy, I get incredibly aroused, so I have to stay far away from them DMing D&D things. They, tried to, I was listening in on one of their sessions, and I was just like, this is too fucking nerdy and too fucking hot. Because, my brain is goofy. I think nerdiness is crazy fucking hot, and they're the hottest thing to me,
You sound just
the
like my
joke writes
partner,
itself.
actually.
The joke writes itself, in all honesty. I don't want to say it, but, anytime I do something nerdy, it arouses them, so...
The Nerdy Nanny.
I might be an asexual, but I'm a demisexual, I'm just like, oh yeah,
For real.
talk
You're
talk
also
D&D to me,
nerdy,
baby.
darling.
Aww. God, you guys are so cute, man. Oh, I love this. I'm excited. I've been really excited for today. Thank y'all for meeting with me, by the way. I know this has been a big thing.
I've been excited
course.
too.
Yeah, like it's what?
It's been hell.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of been my own personal hell. It's not fun to deal with this kind of energy. Hello, foot. This was literally just cyberbullying disguised as accountability, and I understand that these people were justifiably upset, but all of them violated my boundaries more than once. I'm only a bitch to people who violate my boundaries, and you know, racist, homophobes, transphobes, you know, people who don't like people like me. So I'm like, I'm not gonna show you a modicum of kindness. If that's up to other, if other people want to show them openness and kindness, that's great. It is not up to me. It is not my job to give people grace on disrespecting me.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I'll be real. I've known you for how many years now? What are we,
Almost
three,
five?
four, five?
Like, yeah,
5.
no, I met you shortly after I started streaming. Mixer was still a thing back
Yeah,
then. And
Mixer
you were
was
a
still
Mixer
a thing.
partner.
Yeah, yeah.
You were and we just met because I was being Deku's mom.
Yeah, we were just goofing around in the My Hero world. But, like, we go way back, and I've never had a single issue with you. And, yeah, like, some things seem justified, and that we'll be going into that today, but I've never had a single issue with you. Now, I don't like causing problems, and we vibed a lot. The only times I did not care to hang out with you is when you were with some of these creators that were on this huge list of people that you know, online that came out
people
about all
that
this.
I have blocked.
Yeah, and there was a big reason
Yeah.
I didn't want to hang out because they just, I don't know, just I could sense like negativity. Something bad will happen when you hang around with a certain type of people, and that's just why I didn't. But
You're sharp as a tack too, like, and,
Yeah?
and we've been through rough patches, like you've been through stuff, and I have, you know, been there for you. I've been through stuff. You've been there for me. Like, this is, I don't know. It's a friendship. It's an actual fucking friendship.
Yeah, that's what. Even if we don't hang out for a while, like I wanted to reach out to you because I remember when I was getting canceled, I was going through my own personal hell, and it seemed like the whole world was against me. And I received a text from you saying, "Hey, I hope you're doing okay, and I'm thinking of you." And I never forgot about that, and I really appreciate you. So you're a good person, and you do good things. But I do also believe the people around you affect who you are too. And I think you kind of got stuck in the bad crowd for a little too bit, you know, a little too long.
I was surrounded by a bunch of hypersexual individuals, and in a desperate attempt to fit in, you know, because I have people-pleasing issues, I will compromise my own integrity to make somebody else feel comfortable.
Sorry, we're too much alike. I'm not laughing at that.
Making friends.
Yeah.
No, like, I like making friends, so I'll do this. And I didn't realize at the time, you know, since then my therapist has helped me sort things out and recognize that, you know, part of that was me off my meds, was me without therapy, because there was a period of about 4 or 5 months where I didn't have therapy. I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't go to therapy. I couldn't get my medications because I did not have insurance. And I live in a capitalist hellscape, so if I wanted my medication, it would have cost $600, $700 just to get all the pills that I have to take. And
Goodness.
there are things that I regret doing. There are a lot of things that I regret doing and saying, but being a bitch to people who violated my comfort is not one of them.
All right, yeah, no, that's a pretty powerful statement. Now, is there anything you would like it to take accountability for, like anything that stands out to you?
I mean, I think I've apologized for anything that I needed to apologize for. I don't know why some of the stuff was dredged up.
Yeah.
Specifically, there were people that I shouldn't have made a kid cry over a video game. Whether or not I was role-playing as a megalomaniacal cult leader or not, I was still too much of a bitch. And for that, I apologize then, and I'll apologize now, but going forward, I can't keep apologizing for the things that I've done in the past. I try to move forward, and I hope in time that those people can find it in their hearts to forgive me and also move forward, you know? But I've also been wronged, you know. The people who called me out. First of all, I have them all blocked. I had most of them blocked and then unblocked them, you know, because my therapist was like, "Hey, you know, you're letting go of these feelings. You're letting go of this negativity. If you feel comfortable, you can unblock these people and just kind of see how you feel existing in the same space with them." And then I got called a stalker. So, you know,
a stalker.
Heaven forbid.
Could you go into detail
one of the people
why
called
that
me. Well, allegedly, I stalked somebody by going to the same instances they were in. Never mind the fact that I knew a bunch of other people
I
in
saw
those
something about that.
instances. Or
Yeah,
that he would join in instances that I was already in and be like, "Oh, he's stalking me." Like, and the fact that the guy accused me of using an AI voice, I am offended. I don't think I think I'm very loud about being anti-AI everything.
Yeah, you are.
I think I am very, very forward about how anti-AI I am. The account, I let people go on it, especially my Tumblr friends who want to explore VRChat, and I want to show them the metaverse and the cool stuff. And I mentioned to one of my friends,
Right.
"Hey, there's this music festival that I just went to." You know, and they were like, "Oh, that sounds so cool." And so they went, and I was like, "Oh, that person, I know them, say hi to them. Oh, that person, I know them, say hi to them. They're pretty cool." You know, just to help them be social because they're socially anxious. So,
Yeah.
you know, I was in a Discord call, and I can't be responsible for other people's interpretations of my actions, but I can tell you that skewed through the lens of their massive fucking egos, I seem like a dick. But outwardly, no, I didn't close down Tea House because I was upset somebody left. I closed down Tea House because running a weekly event when I'm chronically fucking ill is very, very difficult.
Well, weekly anything.
And this was at the start of my
Yeah, that's rough.
like you can ask Karma. Like, I run a role play event every other week, and sometimes even just once a month, because me and the other people who run it, we're all chronically ill messes, but we also want to make sure that it's an accessible place. You know, it's. I don't know. I'm more about positivity than negativity, but I can't deny that I have been a negative Nancy in the past, and I hope that my actions going forward showcase the person that I am and not the person that I was. That's all I can do.
So you want to strive to be more positive in the future. Yeah.
You know, I mean, my therapist says that I've made strides, but, you know, I don't know. She's only the person that I've paid for the past, you know, because I used to see her. Then I graduated from therapy during the panini because going to therapy was difficult. And I was like, oh, well, you know, because I can't see you, I don't want to hold that spot and, like, keep it away from somebody who could use you. I think I'm good.
Of course.
Then, coupled with loss of medication the year after, I spiraled, and I hit the lowest point that I could in my life. Honestly, it was right up there with me in my early 20s when I was dealing with a lot of depression and stuff. So thankfully, I had an emergency session with my therapist that following Friday. And I told you about it because you were like, "Oh, do you want to like do a thing?" And I was like, "Oh, actually, I have a therapist appointment coming up," and she told me to just do my my CBT exercises, or CBD exercises. No, CBT. Sorry, confused the two.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little bit different.
Not cock and ball torture. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. Basically, it helps you anchor yourself in the midst of a panic attack, anxiety attack, flashbacks, etc. It kind of you'll still have those emotions and those feelings, and it'll still be held, but you'll be in the eye of the hurricane, and the hurricane's going around you. That's the way that I can describe it. It's you know, far from peaceful. But
I liked how I reached out to you about it and how respectful you were. You were like, "Let me talk to my therapist first, and I'll get back with you." You didn't just say, "Yeah, I want to go say my side." You're like, "No, let me get a professional opinion," which I thought was pretty neat. And now
I vented to friends, but you know.
No, so you and Karma.
That's me venting privately.
No, that's oh, sorry, did I? Well, this is recorded, so I can take out anything.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, it's just like.
Thought I was in trouble for a second.
This whole ordeal started because private conversations got leaked.
See, I don't do that.
And it wasn't even about the person that it was leaked about. It wasn't even about that person, and he acted like the entire Discord was just built to shit talk him. And I'm like, no, it was a support system for people who were victimized by a chaser. Yeah. But okay, sure, Jan.
Wait, could you clarify what a chaser is for me?
A chaser is an individual who specifically targets trans people because they fetishize the trans experience, whether it be fetishizing trans women or fetishizing trans men as cute, submissive femboys with innies. It's disgusting.
That happens
a lot. It is repugnant.
That's almost normalized.
I am not somebody's fucking... It is. It has been because, you know, all queerness has been marginalized. I mean, back in the early 2010s, I pioneered LGBT panels at anime cons because I was like, you guys have yaoi panels, you have yuri panels. You're perfectly fine fetishizing us, we need a place to discuss, like, we need a place to talk. And I literally did threaten to shit talk them on Tumblr. It was during my Tumblr warrior phase, but it was a good move because they were like, actually, you have, and this was also when I was paneling, when I was doing a lot of stuff as a Doctor Who panelist, and I had a lot of notoriety, so I was able to swing my big dick around and make a step forward for people like me,
You like to rile people up, don't you?
I don't. It's more like I don't mind being the lightning rod if it helps showcase people's true intentions and true faces. Like,
yeah, you're not afraid to go against the grain. I noticed.
I'm not afraid to say I'm not afraid to be a rabble rouser or a squeaky wheel, because normalizing certain things leads to other people being people who don't feel like they can speak out.
No, absolutely.
I don't give a shit if people don't like me. Suck my dick. I don't fucking care.
Right. No, I get that. I get that. No, so it seems like you've gone through a lot. You've made a lot of improvements. Now, Karma, y'all have been together, what, a year and how many months?
A year and a few months.
Year and a few months?
In all honesty, our anniversary is the day after Valentine's.
That's beautiful. That's a great way easy way to remember that. I like that. But like, would you agree that you've seen this improvement and what they've gone through? I mean, you're the best example.
I have seen Nerdy go through a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen them go from this absolute gremlin to an absolute gremlin that I adore. But there has been personality improvements. There have been there's been a mellowing, if that makes sense, where normally if anyone even did anything to hurt any to go again to what's the word I'm looking for? If anyone pissed them off or hurt anyone they cared about, the first thing they usually would do is go for the arson button.
Yeah, that's nerdy.
I've burnt a lot of bridges in the past, and that's on me. That's the guy I used to be. I used to be full of vitriol, anger. Karma has mellowed me out to somebody who's like, hey guys, also like being nearly 40. Right. And unlike other nearly 40-year-olds, I don't go after 18-year-olds. So, that's also another thing is it's kind of, my partner is over 40,
Yeah, that's fair.
Turned 42
I don't know.
this
I
year.
know it's not illegal, but it's very fucking creepy. Like, again, not illegal, but it's a big red flag.
But one thing that I've always tried to do is in any kind of friendship, relationship, whatever, is just ask someone to calm down and just think things through and consider, do you really want to do this? Is this something that you feel like you should be spending all your energy on, because it's not
pick
healthy?
Your battles. Yeah, you need to pick your battles. So I know it's a big one.
Like, put all of that fire, vitriol, and focus on someone who absolutely deserves it. Because if you're going to be throwing this out to anyone who stands up and goes, hey, I don't like your face, or I don't like your voice, or I don't like the way you do things, you're going to lose energy very quickly, and it's not going to be worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
And people are free to
has
dislike
become
me.
Someone...
I don't care.
And that's the thing. Nerdy used to care. And now they've grown into someone, they've matured into someone who can pick their battles and choose who they actually want to focus all this energy on. And it's
also like, I don't want to keep spreading negativity. There's a lot of, especially nowadays, there is a lot of darkness and pain and a lot of bad things going on in this world. And I just want to try and be somebody where people can go to be positive or have a laugh, When
I say skibbity toilet, there's the old lady, on God.
Yeah, it's really important to provide some positivity into the world. We have a huge lack of that, and that's something I've been trying to do for years. You've seen what I've been trying to do.
You've been a beacon of positive, dude. Your events. I love performing at your events.
Yeah,
And
I appreciate
if
you
you'll
doing
ever have
that.
me again, I'm always down.
Oh, of
I just,
course.
like I said, I like entertaining. Like when I did stuff at the Sunset Bar, I would just entertain people and make them laugh. But I have since parted ways with them at
Yeah.
their request. I've parted ways with a lot of people, unfortunately. But given the evidence that they were given, and the fact that I said nothing. It made me. There was a no-win scenario in this. Like, I would look
No,
guilty
too many
if I
people went
defended
after you.
myself. I would look guilty. It's a lot of people went after me, and frankly, I'm disappointed in a lot of them. That was an incredibly immature attack. I was blindsided by it too. I know, like, that was one of the questions.
Yeah, that's why I was
I was
curious. I was curious.
completely blindsided by it, and it was started by a person who hasn't let anything go, who never lets anything go. And the only thing I regret is implying that they were something that they weren't. But in my opinion, they're a bitch. They're an asshole, and they're entitled to be a bitch.
And that's all Nerdy Nanny, folks.
I don't care. You a bitch. You a bitch. Your mom's a bitch. And
Oh,
anyone you go to
goodness.
date is a bitch. Not
Yeah.
that you would ever date anyone. Sorry. I'm popping off. Not that anyone
Yeah,
would go to date
so-
you disgusting.
There's a big reason you don't. There's a big reason you don't see me hanging out with big creators or just creators in general, because there's too much power involved when it comes to them. And I notice there's like a thing they get this god complex, and they get some people under them, and they get a bunch of goons that worship them no matter what they do. So
A bunch of yes men.
yeah, you upset that person, and they send their people after you, and that's why I'm terrified to work with other creators. I've always been terrified, and I'm chill, but like it's just you could piss people off over the most randomest things, and I don't want to deal with that drama. But
Yeah, or like, upsetting somebody for so one of the people accused me of getting bitchy over lap dances. That is not the case, and that is a bold-faced lie.
okay, so please
I was
explain
getting pissed.
better, like them trying to give you a lap dance, like what happened? What was going on?
No. My consent was violated because they would just straight up start fucking in front of me.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
had
not a
friends
good
who would be
thing.
asleep, and this person would just start fucking in front of them while they were asleep without asking their consent. And a sleeping person can't consent. They ERP in Friends Plus instances. Two of the phrases that I was most familiar with were "everybody on orange," and "if you don't like it, you can leave."
Oh, if you
And it was one of those things of like, oh, okay, so you're gonna blame me for you violating my consent. I'm sure that makes so much sense in your tiny little head.
yeah.
And in all honesty, these people who have thrown bricks should be aware of what they might start, because I can tell you right now, most of those fuckers have skeletons in their closet far bigger than mine. And
Yeah.
if you call somebody out for being an asshole, you're opening up the door to people calling people out for other stupid asinine shit. I've seen it happen on Tumblr. I've seen it happen on Gaia. I'm not engaging with it this time. I'm just going to be like, you know what? Enjoy your little
That's good.
echo chamber of fuck
So-
nerdy. I don't care.
That's something I was hoping to talk about.
Oh,
is
what's that,
the big
Karma?
issue with something like this is that if you get a bunch of like-minded people focused on something like this, it becomes an echo chamber. And instead of hearing any kind of truth or hearing any other side of the story, they're just going to continue going, oh, but X person had this experience and I completely agree with it, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Now, when this kind of thing is done in order to out someone who has done something completely egregious, that's one
Like
thing.
a crime. Like, grooming, pedophilia, creeping on animals, etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
I've called people out for that shit out before.
Yeah.
Racism, homophobia.
And
And I'll even overlook blatant transphobia nowadays. I'll be like, you know what? I don't want to interact with you. I don't call people out for that anymore.
Okay.
I don't, I
Yeah.
used to, because I've dealt with it firsthand, but
It's too
again,
much
pick your
energy.
battles.
Pick your
Sorry to
battles.
interrupt
Yeah.
you.
No, you're fine, darling.
Yeah, go on,
It's
babe.
just, thank you, darling. So this kind of thing was done in order to out a few people in the past who, in the VRChat communities, to let
Right.
people know, hey, this person has done something completely horrible. We're letting you all know. We're not just saying this happened and making it up. Here's proof, here's receipts, here's first-person accountings. And when it's done for something like that, it's, again, mostly to make people aware that this thing happened in order to prevent it from happening in the future, but also with the idea that hopefully they'll either A, pull their head out of their asses and realize, oh, I'm being a shitty person,
Yeah.
or B, actually have something done and possibly even get law enforcement involved if the things were actually relatively recent enough to actually point fingers at and go, hey, that's the one officer, that's them, and not like something from 7 to 10 years ago of, oh, they made me cry and they should feel bad.
Yeah, I was really confused. I was reading
And-
through a lot of it, and like it seems like just everyone
thank
got
you.
in
I
a big
haven't
group
touched it.
chat.
The self-care
Yeah,
is
good,
not reading the
good,
comments.
yes, good. I was, very baffled. I had people reaching out to me. Yo, Pink, look what's going on with your friend. I'm like, okay. And I was reading through it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. This is a lot. And I was like reading, and I was like, it kind of seems like you're getting called out just for being an ass, like on a lot of things.
Exactly.
And
you know what's funny?
What?
I've made that
You're an
comment
ass?
before. I've been like, no, literally, I've been like, hey, you know, as a content creator, I feel like I'm very not problematic. If I ever get called
Yeah.
out for something, it'll be being a dick to the wrong person.
Yeah.
I've said this numerous times. You can go
Yeah,
back to
no, I've
old-
heard you
old
say this.
fucking VODs.
Yeah.
This is something. Yeah, I'm like, I'll get outed for being an asshole because I am an asshole. But again, I'm only an asshole. I try to be an asshole responsibly, especially nowadays after therapy and
I'm sorry.
Lots
Trying to
of
be an
hard
asshole
work.
responsibly.
asshole responsibly,
Yes.
kids.
But it
Great
seems
assholishness comes great responsibility.
right. It just seems like all these people were in a group chat and was like, "Let's all do this at once," right? And it was like, it just seems like everyone brought their beaten stick
Yeah.
to nerdy pinata.
No.
What's up?
Here's the issue with that, though, is by doing it like this, we're calling someone out for just being an ass, or for doing, for blowing up minor slights, or just giving experiences from ages ago, for just to
Yeah, how
show
dare I
someone
talk about
is
how
a-
my
is-
consent
is a
was
jerk.
violated? I must be a dick.
Right. So
Right.
it ruins the legitimacy of this entire process. Where it's like the next time something comes up like that, oh, is this something actually serious, or is it just a bunch of
crying
people
wolf.
complaining that someone's a dick?
They're crying asshole. And it delegitimizes. A call out should be used, again, to out somebody for crimes, for grooming. I'm from Tumblr.
Right.
I am from old Tumblr. All right? Do not speak the words to me, for I was there when they were written. I wrote some of them. And I've seen communities tear themselves apart over people being dicks or shipping the wrong thing or, aging characters up. It is the most asinine thing to call somebody out for. I'm not stalking anyone. I am not a clout chaser. The
Yeah,
only
that
people
was
who
something.
have ever
People.
called me a clout chaser
Yeah.
are people who have been obsessed with numbers or who are obsessed with their own fame. Mm-hmm. I have countless friends who are creators. Forgive me for wanting to be friends with other creatives.
Right,
that
right.
is the if I don't care about clout. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about reaching partner. I don't care. All I want is to make enough money to live by and to make people laugh.
Right.
And this whole ordeal has kind of cut into a lot of that because people talk. And
Yeah, word gets
the
around.
irony of them calling me a gatekeeper when multiple of those people, like a few dozen of those people, gatekept me from multiple things is, sometimes people will project their insecurities and
Right.
their faults onto others. It is a form of them addressing what they have going on without acknowledging it that they are part of the problem. I
Right.
certainly just hope that all these people, because I hurt them so terribly, I hope you guys get the therapy you desperately need. Because I've had therapy and I'm doing great.
Good. And I do want to go on the record. Feelings are very valid, but how you handle those feelings is very important. Now, if you have
And it's
millions, of subscribers, it's probably not the best to just go on the record and say, to tell your people, how terrible someone is because they hurt your feelings, because that was in a lot of the call-out stuff. Like, I don't think that's a great thing to tell millions of people. Like, you have responsibility when it comes to your followers. If you're a content creator, you have a big responsibility to what you put out onto the planet for people to see, because a lot of these people are kids.
The fact that a lot of them pinged their entire Discord servers for this, it's giving high school petty drama.
Well, they were looking for what do you call it? Just a big rampage, it's
Mean Girls.
It was dogpiling.
Yeah,
it was dogpiling.
Oh, absolutely.
It was very Mean Girls, and I'm just like, no, I have knowledge, I have information, I have firsthand accounts, I have screenshots that could ruin all these people. But I am not spreading this negativity. The buck stops with me. I said my piece, you said yours. Leave me the fuck alone, block me, and move on. Because I don't want anything to do with any of you. And the fact that somebody accused me of stalking them, when I despise that person to the core of my being, when I get triggered by hearing the songs that they've done, oh, I'm totally a stalker. I'm definitely not a survivor of, a narcissist. Sorry.
Yeah, take a breath. Yeah, you're doing great.
Getting heated.
Yeah, you've gone through a lot. But that's why it's good to remember everything you've gone through over the last year, because the people you hang out with affect who you are deep inside. As much as you want to say, oh, they won't affect me, whatever they say won't affect, it does. It absolutely does.
They do.
And you hung around some pretty rough characters, Nerdy.
I did. I hung around some... I was high almost all the time because my friends were high all the time.
Yeah.
I was off my meds because I didn't have insurance. I was a dick. And again, I apologize to anyone who was upset by my actions. But to the people who upset me first, go fuck yourselves. Cry me a fucking river, build a bridge, and get the fuck over it. Everyone deals with assholes. You had to go and cancel me on Twitter because I made you sad? How about you check your fucking egos at the door? Sorry.
Well, I was surprised because
fuck you, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, because I got on there, I was like, there's no way nerds groom somebody or got with there's what could they have possibly done?
Wait, I was accused of grooming?
No. I was saying when I was getting on there,
I was like, I don't touch kids.
No, I heard you were getting canceled, and I'm like, okay, no way they did this A, B, or C. So what is it? Were they just a dick to somebody? And then lo and behold, I'm reading, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess they were kind of a dick to somebody. Just kind of a whole trail.
I've had people come to me and say that it is a bullying disguised as accountability. I've had folks say that part of this is rooted in ableism, because I love how my trauma over a game doesn't matter, but other people's feelings over a game does. I had my panic disorder mocked.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid I exist as a person with brain damage. Heaven forbid I be a flawed and nuanced human being. Yes, sometimes I say the wrong words.
Right.
I have a fucking dead zone in my goddamn brain.
Right.
I shouldn't have to out my mental conditions to validate my responses to things. Not that they're excuses, because they are not excuses. I am not trying to excuse any behaviors that I engaged in. But there's people who have called me an abuser, and they were the person in the position of power, gatekeeping, girl bossing, and gaslighting me.
Okay.
And I've lost too many friends. I have been removed from too many groups, and I'm tired. It's a never-ending parade.
It's fresh.
To anybody who watches this and goes, hey, Nerdy has made some points, I want him back in my life, I will accept your refriend, no questions asked. I am happy to explain things, and with the caveat that we do not go after these people. I'm tired of spreading negativity.
Yeah, that needs to stop.
I never spread negativity. I've always been like, here's a person who is an actual fucking problem. Here's a person who is an actual threat to our community. I have never called a person out for being a bitch. I have never lied about my experiences with those people. Ever. I might exaggerate my stories when I do stand-up, but I am not a fucking liar. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheat. Those fuckers are.
All right.
Kid notwithstanding. Again, I am very sorry for how I hurt her.
Calm down.
Sorry. Sorry.
You're good.
No,
Spicy
yeah.
potato. I'm a
So-
spicy
Yeah,
potato
spicy.
today. I'm getting into it.
No, that's good. You're
This entire
yeah. What's up, Carmen?
I was about to say this entire thing. When the document came out, I was just ready to like write it off as water under the bridge when I started hearing who was writing it, because I'm like, they're probably just venting, and lo and behold, oh look, they're just venting all because of one person. Cool, whatever. I didn't think Nerdy would be affected by it too much, aside from they said what, really? Because a lot of it was like contradictory or just sounded completely out of nowhere. Or sounded
I'm just
completely
a queer
ancient,
little
because
guy.
I've heard some of
and
these
queer
stories.
is not a
Yes.
slur.
Right.
Queer-
Yeah, you
queer-
tell
The
him.
guy who couldn't say the word dick, the name Dick.
Darling.
The guy who couldn't say the name Dick Grayson says that I spouted slurs. Honey, queer is not a slur. Get off your fucking high horse.
Yeah, you tell him.
Darling.
Look, it was just, I don't know. I saw it as extremely immature because when I have a problem with someone, I avoid them. You know, I either talk to them or I just stop
block
hanging
and
out with
move
them.
on.
I move on. And when I see these multi-million follower creators airing out dirty laundry that should stay between creators, I was a little disappointed.
Yes.
And demanding that I
Or
go
at
to
the
therapy when I've been in therapy since the inciting incident. I have been in therapy since I upset that kid. I have been going, after that, I was like, oh, well, I have my insurance again.
Yeah.
I'm going back to therapy. I've been seeing the same. Fun
Good.
fact, some of my
Therapy.
therapist people, some of my therapist clients are fans of mine, and she can't tell them that she sees me. But they're fans of mine. And she can't be like, well, I know him, because that would be a breach of confidentiality. But
Good, yeah.
if you're a fan of mine and you go to therapy somewhere in Ohio, guess what? You might have the same therapist as me. Who knows?
Okay.
But what I wanted to say was all of this business didn't really affect me. It's only when people started giving it legitimacy, when people started buying into it because of the names behind it, and started
Harassing people for being my
excluding-
friend.
harassing people for being Nerdy's friend, excluding Nerdy from events, or even from being staffed from a lot of places because of it, just hurt me.
Well, yeah, these people have a big name.
I'm not too upset about if people want to cut ties with me because I'm radioactive socially. That's fine. I will happily rebuild my name just like I did after that the incident with the kid. Because this isn't my first time being called out for this shit. I got called out for this shit already by these people. They're literally bringing shit back up again.
Oh, see, I thought you'd been hanging with them since then. Like, y'all been all buddies.
No.
Oh, that's why I was curious.
I have been in instances with one or more of the people, and they were unblocked at the time. They will never be unblocked again. And I got
Okay.
to have one of those rare moments with my therapist where I was right, where I could be like, "Hey, so because when I told her that I needed an emergency meeting, she was just like, something terrible must have happened. He's either relapsing, because I've been doing pretty well. I've been addressing traumas. I have been overcoming them. I have been
Right.
practicing mindfulness. Am I still struggling? A little bit here and there, but I try to think, like, the people who know me now know that that's not me. And the person
Well-
that we're all growing away from the people that we were,
Yeah.
you know?
Let-
I just hope these folks can grow away and eventually apologize for the shit that they pulled.
Yeah, of course. And just to give you a little bit of positivity and a little bit of advice, and back when I got canceled, I lost almost every single person I was best friends with. All the mods I had, I didn't even know I was going to come back streaming, making content. You were one of the only people that stuck around. And it hurts me to this day. I have messaged people, old mods, saying, hey, I hope life's going great. I'm not going to lie, kind of miss you. And it's extremely sad that I'm like that, but it gets better. I promise you. Like, the people I have in my life now, I started being really choosy about who I put in my circle. I have the best partner I can imagine, the best friends, the best mod team.
Oh, you two are so cute.
Thank you.
You two are so precious.
Thank you.
all around here too. Like, she just
Yeah,
loves
yeah,
the
we're all-
most
we're-
adorable shit.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Very talented.
And it gets better. And I kept thinking, how will I ever recover? Right? That's what's going through your head. Like, how will I ever get these friends back?
And you're doing great now.
Thank you. And some of these people you won't get
honestly,
back.
I don't care about I don't care about getting them back. They're
Good.
free to make their own decisions. I'll cherish
Yeah.
the time we had together, but
Of course.
if you want to judge me based on what somebody else said, then you're probably not the sort of person that I want to
That's
hang
exactly
around with anyway,
what the advice I was given. That's what someone told me at the time.
Yeah, my therapist even said it. My therapist is like, stuff like this is going to happen, especially with you being as visible as you are. People are going to come for you. They're going to try and hurt you. I'm disappointed, in the way that they handled this. This could have been an email. They could have literally, my email is on my website. They could have emailed me all this shit, and we could have opened up a conversation.
Right.
Instead, they brought up stuff from, and people being upset over video game matters when it's them, but not when it's me. I find that fucking hilarious. Like, the double standards here and there. The people misgendering me. My pronouns are he and they. I am not her. I'm sorry. I will never be her.
Right.
Until I do drag. It's, again, like, a lot of it is, there's some of it that is transphobia, and a lot of my haters who are transphobic have jumped on this. There are a lot of people who I haven't associated with. There's one person who jumped on the bandwagon who is a literal groomer and, like, creeped on one of my friends. But sure, Jan, you're a victim here. I just hope to move past this, and I hope to prove everyone that I'm not what they say I am. That I am I'm a nuanced human being. Do I have my flaws? Absolutely. Do I fly off the handle the moment somebody drops a T-slur? Yes. Right. Especially if it's in the vicinity of one of my kids.
Yeah.
I'll be like, no, don't you but otherwise, I especially with, like, the one stream team I was on, I turned myself into a lightning rod for that. And while I'm sorry things played out how they did, I wasn't in the Discord when things played out how they did. I was removed for the sake of reorganizing.
Wow.
And I just hope that all these people who think that they're victims take a moment to look at their actions and how they inspired my spite. Notwithstanding, again.
Of course. Yeah, who you hang out with affects who you are. We've said that. And, I want to see...
I hung out with assholes. I'm like, there's so many people with complaints about... When that call-out happened, I had people flooding my DMs, not with, nerdy, are you okay? Well, some of them were, nerdy, are you okay? Part of them were, hey, so I have evidence on this guy if you want to go after them. Hey, I have evidence on this person if you want to pop off. And I'm like, no, we all know that there are all these things. I know.
Yeah.
Let them burn themselves, because I can't promise that other people won't do the same that they did to me. I have no control over other people's actions, but I'm like, I'm not fighting this fight. You guys pop off. Feel free to be victims, because I'm not going to let you make me one again.
Okay, I like that.
So,
what's up, Karma?
I just wanted to mention, because of all of this, when I first started dating Nerdy, right?
Right.
I had a number of people who Nerdy had interacted with in the past, either through roleplay or something else, just have a certain reaction when I mentioned who I was dating. And the only thing they ever told me was, be careful. Not partially because of their personal interactions, but also because they trusted my ability to judge character. Where not everyone has the same interactions with people. Not everyone will see someone and go, that's a great person, after interacting with them. But
yeah, I have bad interactions.
I have yet to have a negative interaction with Nerdy. There are times where they're a little too energetic, but I mention such, and then they calm down or focus that energy elsewhere. But
I respect your boundaries, because I love you.
Oh,
love you too, darling.
Cute.
But when all of this happened, I have not had a single person come at me fist swinging, go, I told you so, or bullying me because I'm dating Nerdy, which I honestly was half expecting based on some of our friends' accounts.
You may not have gotten bullied, but some of my friends did.
Exactly. But instead, all I got was, hey, are you okay? I didn't even know anything had gone on, and they're like, well, there's this document out, and we're just making sure you're okay. We don't really know Nerdy, we just know the person who put this up, and we're trying to make sure you're, like, in a good relationship. And I'm like, you know me? I've been in a bad relationship before, and I was able to eventually recognize it and be okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'll be okay. I'm sure all of this will blow over, and they just accepted it.
Good.
Thank God O.J. Simpson died a few days later.
Darling.
What? Is that terrible?
No, that I get
O.J.
that.
Simpson can
Technically
rest
name
easy knowing his
dropping. I
wife's
don't
killer
think
No,
is
that's
dead.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, it happened so quick. That's something about this whole thing is just it was in and out. Like I have to go search stuff to try to find old things.
I'm still dealing with some of the fallout.
Well, yeah, of course
I
you
have
would.
heard that some of the people are still talking about stuff. There have been folks who have been harassing friends of mine to unfriend me because I am a toxic sociopath or something like that, and I'm like, I might be a sociopath, but that also might be the autism. But I definitely am not I'm not a liar. I'm not a manipulator. I don't think I have the brain cells, and where do I play villains? Yes, I play villains very well. I play villains in the Metaverse RP. I play villains in other RPs. I've played villains in D&D. But that doesn't make me one, and people need to understand to separate the art from the artist. And hopefully this stops all the harassment, and, people can leave me the fuck alone. You said your piece, keep my name out your mouth, and I'll keep your name out mine.
Yeah, okay. I respect that. So that was actually kind of one of my questions about... Have you received harassment even after, you or friends?
Harassment, a few threats. Thankfully, I closed off my Twitter DMs, but before I deleted my Tumblr from my website, there were people who harassed me on there. I'm used to it. I'm a trans guy.
People still use Tumblr?
People are going to harass me. Yeah, well, I still use Tumblr.
I'm sorry.
Don't you harsh on
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm going to reveal that a character was from Earth 3 all along. It's going to be great. Nobody knows that this character is actually a villain, and I'm so excited for it.
Oh, well, heck yeah.
Darling.
Yeah, I like Bigfoot, but yeah, people still use Tumblr. I didn't go to DashCon to deal with this kind of disrespect. I didn't serve in the
At least it's
trenches
not
of the
MySpace.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, can you believe it? Can you believe that this is but yeah,
MySpace.
this is petty high school drama, and from people who are nearly 40, I expected better behavior, but
Well, that's the
I feel
thing
like
with
it's
being
really
a content
telling for the people
creator.
they are.
I mean, the
Yeah,
narcissist. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I the only thing that I'll ever get called out for is being an asshole to the wrong person.
Right.
If I ever seem like I snub somebody, there's people out there who think that I'm an aloof guy. I'm disabled. I am blind and I can't hear very well. If I ignore you, it's not because, I'm a bitch and I'm snooty. It's because I literally did not hear you over the cavalcade of other noises around me. The only thing I can apologize is for seeming like that I am hot shit, and I don't think I've ever done that, but if I ever do, call me on it, because I have friends who, thankfully I've had people DM me going, hey, I've called you out on your shit before, and this seems stupid, and I'm like, yeah. Thankfully, I'm so thankful for the people who have stuck by me and supported me and have been by my side and been my rocks, especially Karma.
Oh.
And my therapist, I'm going, bi-weekly instead of once a month, because,
Good.
but I'm hopeful that eventually I can go back to just seeing my therapist monthly, because I've made the progress that I've made. I have pushed past a lot of my issues. I have worked, I've even clarified things that I say to people. I'm like, this is how I mean this. This is the tone that I'm giving you, because this is I fucking clarify things to the T now, so that nobody can misinterpret my actions as wanting attention from them. It's, for one of those situations, there was a guy that one of the other people and I promised to collaborate with, and for an entire year we didn't, and I felt really bad about it. I felt guilty. I was like, hey, we promised to do this thing with this guy. And when I went to approach the guy who I was when I approached the other guy who we were supposed to collaborate with, they were like, I never want to fucking speak to you again. You're a clout chaser. And the fact that one of them progressed from calling me a clout chaser to calling me a stalker is just adorable. Honey, you're not as important to me as you think you are.
I do want to do a quick
obsessed with me.
shout out to the Bridge crew and our family here on VRChat who are sticking around. They have also been rocks and anchors for all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
My crew in the Star Trek group have had my back on this. They have, I even got surprised by one of my friends. My eyes were sweating this entire time that this happened, but my starship, the Enterogeny, got an update, and I was absolutely like,
Floored.
I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever cried that much because I was just, you guys did this all for me, and it was just, to help pick me up and help me realize that I shouldn't pay attention to the people who hate me because there's so many people who love me
That's true.
are deserving of that attention. So
Yeah.
Indeed,
you know,
That's when you.
with a little bit more
God.
therapy, I will be
Skibbity
completely
toilet.
past this. It'll be in the past, and hopefully, I mean, I feel like if they bring all this shit up again, that's just them like desperate for attention and validation. So
Right.
hopefully
Well, they love
they
validation.
will move the fuck on, and my validation comes from myself because I'm capable.
Of course.
I have actual
of course.
self-esteem. And a great partner.
Oh, get it.
Are you parking? Because I'll validate you.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
That
Anyways,
that's
gotta love the dad
18.
jokes. Gotta love the dad jokes.
That's number 20. I snuck in a couple in there.
You devilish devil.
So how is everything that's happened affect your engagement and viewership with making content like you used to?
I mean, I'm still getting. I honestly, I didn't stream for 2 weeks because first I was sick, and then the stress from the situation, which is terrible for my condition,
Yeah.
made me more sick. I've since streamed, and I still have the same amount of viewership. I still have the same amount of engagement. The people in my community who are in my community for me,
Rock solid.
they support me. We've even talked about it in my general chat, and they've been like, "Hey, this seems like a lot of horse shit." And I'm like I told you guys time and time again, it's borderline one of my catchphrases. If I get called out for something, it's being a dick.
Right.
And I can't take back the things that I've said and things that I've done, but I've apologized for what I need to, and
Right. And a lot of the stuff called out for is
fuck
stuff
off.
you have done in the past, and you have been going to therapy, and you're doing better, and you took accountability.
Yeah.
Very important. And you're doing better.
I would be remiss if I denied my part in upsetting these people.
Right.
But I upset them because they pushed me to that point. They made me go, well, I'm gonna fuck them up now.
Okay.
Like, fuck you. I kicked somebody from my daughter's birthday party because I didn't feel comfortable around them because they participated in in harassment. Whether or not they were standing by and filming the whole thing doesn't fucking matter. You could have been like, hey guys, maybe we don't do this. Maybe we don't do this. Seems like something that'll piss him off and like make him hate us. Maybe we don't.
Yeah.
And by the way, like leading up to that, my horses in that game had been mysteriously dying for weeks. I found out later that was one of the other people who was taking all my food out of their trough.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't play Rust. After an incident with a roleplay group a couple of years ago, I didn't roleplay for a while. I think that I have done my work to prove that I'm not the person that they say I am. Am I a bitch? Yes. Do I fly off the handle sometimes? Abso-fucking-lutely. Forgive me for being a nuanced human being.
Arson button.
Yeah.
Arson button.
It is difficult to not hit the arson button with these guys, but that's what they want me to do. They want a reaction. They did this to engage in a reaction.
Yeah, you've
They did
always
this
been
to
about the
prove that I'm
reactions.
that person.
Yeah, like the people
Yeah,
love your
and
reactions.
I'm
out
not.
of it.
Sorry.
Yeah, you don't need to be that
Sorry,
person.
buddies. I'm not that guy. I that is who I used to be.
Yeah.
And, I also used to be a pro-birther. I also used to be a conservative because I was raised by a white fucking supremacist.
Okay.
We can change. We can
That's
change
right.
and become better. And we can learn and we can grow.
Every
I
day.
used to hate gay people. Now I'm the queerest motherfucker in the club. Can you imagine a period of me thinking I'm straight, knowing me as you do?
I never would have crossed my mind. That never would have crossed my mind that you ever thought you were straight. When was that?
High school. I was
school,
I was
that's
also
wild.
part of the Daughters of the American Revolution, which is another group that is has interesting worldviews. And like I said, you can grow from you're better than your roots, And
you can be
thankfully
better.
I have the right people around me. And they push me to be better. I
Good.
still
I
have my
urge you to
faults.
continue
I still
doing
accidentally
that.
I still say things that upset people because I'll make fun of a condition that I have, and a person might not know that I have that condition. Because, for example, when I have panic attacks, one of the things that can happen is I can have a seizure. I call them silly shakes. And that can upset somebody who gets photosensitive seizures. You know, that can seem
yes.
like diminishing their
Yeah.
experience and their trial. And I want them to know, like, that's not where it comes from. I make fun of myself because, you know, shit, I make fun of being blind because you had this camera on my motherfucking blind side, so to look at it, I can't go like this. I gotta go, hello.
Right. Yeah, I did that on
like,
purpose.
Like my
No, I'm
friend
kidding.
Parsi, you know, she's deaf, and I constantly, like, we both make jokes about the deaf leading the blind.
That's funny. I
Because,
like
you know,
that.
I'm blind. I once had somebody try to mansplain that I'm not blind because I have one eye, and I'm like, sweetie, blindness is a spectrum. Anytime I get pink eye or have allergies in my good eye, I'm literally blind. Fuck off.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
To
Good.
everyone
to know.
dogpiling, I wish you well, and I forgive you all.
That's
Forgive you.
good.
I'm letting it
Wish
go.
you well, and I wish you well.
I think we already brushed on this topic, but is there anything else that this has affected in your VR chat life? Because I know you basically live here for a lot of your stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have stage 3 Hashimoto's. I live in VR because I have no immune system for real life. I'm actually officiating a wedding this weekend, and 100% anticipating coming away from it with a cold that'll progress
Oh.
to something. I already told my doctors, I'm like, I'm going to do a thing, and they're like, why are you doing a thing? And I'm like, because my friend wants me to, because, you know, this is one of my closest friends who has wanted me to officiate her wedding for over a decade. Of course, I'm gonna show the fuck up, like.
Of course.
But honestly,
Okay, so you still got good
it's affected
people,
my-
and you're still doing your activities.
There are worlds that I used to frequent that I don't anymore.
Okay.
Because the groups that run those worlds don't want me involved, and I respect that wish, so I don't go there. I miss it. I miss entertaining people. I miss the stage. I miss helping. I miss doing what I do, which is just knowing people and helping people find a place to perform and a place to feel valid or busk for tips.
You'll get back out there.
I
And
will.
you'll
I
find
will. I'll
better
get back on the
people.
horse. I'm still gonna go around to Spider-Man worlds and do the old lady bit. No one's gonna fucking stop me. And before anyone says anything, I did not change my username because of this bullshit. I changed my username because there was a guy going around specifically harassing people in worlds that I was performing in, and I didn't want them to be able to directly. So I'm just nerdy instead of. Also, like, people kept calling me fucking nanny all the time, and I'm like, nanny's the profession, nerdy's the name. But I can't say it's my profession anymore because after COVID, you know, going around, kids are germ factories. I miss working with them, but
That's true.
you know, it's. Oh, I found out one of the families I nanny for, the mom got one of her sons who's 13 a VR headset, so there's a 90% chance that I'll run into that. I'll be like, listen, don't let me catch you saying any slurs.
Yeah, you tell them. You
'Cause
tell
I
them.
will use your middle name. I raised you. I fucking potty trained your ass. Don't you be disrespecting people.
Oh, goodness.
I raised you better than that. Yeah,
Goodness.
so, you know.
Well, Nerdy,
I just hope that people stop harassing folks for just associating with me.
yeah, I've dealt with
Let people make
harassment.
their own decisions.
Yeah, I've dealt with it,
Like-
my
I've
fair
Honestly,
share.
I've been honestly waiting for someone to try to do that to me, but no one does.
Well,
That's good.
that's because you have your shit together, baby. And also, like,
Oh,
I don't know,
I'm
I
a
don't-
better
I don't
actor
know.
than I thought, if you believe that.
you're my bougie boo. You're my. Mwah.
Oh, so sweet.
But yeah, this has been a road bump, and as all road bumps,
Of
I'm gonna get the
course.
fuck over it.
Yeah.
That's life. Shit happens, and then you die.
Well, that's true. Well, thank you. I wanted to go into more detail, go into depth over everything that happened, hear your side, what was going on, what you're doing to better yourself. It seems like you got a whole plan together.
Yeah.
It's funny, I had a whole list of
Therapy.
questions, but you yapped so much that you answered all of them. That's why I was over here looking. I'm like,
You know
oh,
what? 'Cause
they
I
did
read those
that.
questions.
They did that.
I read those questions and I said, I'm gonna talk about it anyway.
They did that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm a good
That's been done.
interviewee. I'm a good interviewee.
Yeah, apparently.
I answer the questions
Apparently.
before you can tell
Oh,
them.
I don't know. I think you technically derailed the order that it was supposed to be done in, but
No, I mean, no, that's okay.
Absolutely derailed the order.
No, that's perfect. This helped out. Honestly, last thing.
I still care for the people who pulled away, but wait, like, there's people
Of
who pulled
course.
away because I was radioactive. My DMs are open to you guys. If you ever want to talk,
Yeah.
if you want to hear my side, 1-to-1, I'm open to any and all questions. If people have questions,
Yeah.
the reason why I've just not posted about this on Twitter is because I didn't want to give them my attention.
Yeah, feed it into
The
it. Yeah.
best way to deal with a narcissist is to starve them of attention. So
Right.
that's why I didn't mention any other names.
Good. And it sucks when people leave, but they honestly did what was best for them or what they felt was best for them at the time.
Yeah.
And the right people will come
didn't
back.
wanna
Just
deal
be
with this.
patient. Let the
Yeah.
good people will come back, some won't. And you just keep being nerdy. You just continue doing better every single day. That's all you have to do. And I see you doing
Star
that.
Trek.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I tried.
I'm What's up?
Oh no, you go. I've yapped enough.
Yeah, no. Basically, I'm curious.
I'm so toxic.
I know what we all obviously we went over what led up to this point. We talked about what you're doing currently. Do you have any plans for the future? Like as far as any ideas to better yourself, or like any ideas for to reorganize your community, content, just anything you have plans for the future? I'm curious.
Well, in about 2 years, I'm gonna pop the question to this bastard.
Oh. You got 2
I'm
years,
sorry, what?
mate. You got 2 years, mate.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years.
Oh.
Maybe a year. I don't know. I might feel generous, but other than that, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep working on myself.
Yeah.
Life with PTSD is kind of like having a monkey with cymbals on your back playing constantly
Yeah.
and just being very, very loud. And you learn to deal with the loudness.
Okay.
I'm going to keep doing therapy, and I guess, I'm going to keep my content oriented toward talking about mental health, positivity, talking about,
Good.
existence as a queer person, because there's people out there who need somebody like me to be like, it's okay to be you. You are valid and you are loved. And even if it feels like the people around you do not like you, you will eventually find a place where you belong. Especially if you, find some self-reliance and self-confidence.
I like that. I was gonna ask you for a final comment you wanted to give, but that was kind of nice actually. I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You
Well,
gotta keep moving forward.
gotta keep moving forward. Is there anything else you would like
Keep
to
on
say
swimming.
before we wrap this up? Keep on swimming. Absolutely. Ka-chow.
I guess, if you wanna hit me up, I'm Nerdy Nanny on Discord. I please don't use this as a reason to attack the people who called me out. Their feelings are valid on this matter. Their methodology, childish and immature. But they were all very upset. They were upset to the point where they feel like they needed to out me in front of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And die mad.
I like that.
Die
Die mad.
Mad.
Die mad. I like that. Anything else you would like to promote before we end this?
Follow me on the social medias, on the TikToks. I'm Nerdy Nanny on all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to join my community, the House of Nerd. We do meetups every other week because I'm a very, I don't know, how any week's gonna go, I haven't streamed much this week because I've just been dealing with bodily issues, and then, now I have the wedding. I'm gonna be leaving tomorrow for getting ready for the wedding, and I'm so excited. I'm
Good.
so
Good.
jazzed. This is gonna be so much fun.
I'm
But,
happy for you.
Yeah, feel
All
free
right.
to follow me. And
with you.
Sure. And what about you, Carmen?
pretty
Would
open and
you
honest
like to
person.
promote anything before we get out of here? You got your Twitch?
Yeah, I have my Twitch, Joe the Fortune Teller. Please don't perceive me unless I'm actually streaming, because I haven't streamed in forever. That's a
watching
running joke I
streams.
have with some of my friends when they shout me out and then I join their chats. I'm just like,
Aw.
don't perceive me. Last thing I did was last year. Please,
Aw.
no.
Good to know. Good
But,
to know.
that's why I'm planning to actually do some proper streaming. Aside from that, I'm also on the TikToks, rarely, mostly complaining about how people don't know how to package and ship things. But
Right. Felt that.
Karma rants more than I do nowadays.
Okay,
Karma's just
okay.
like, these motherfuckers trying to ship weed through the mail. You can't send weed through the mail.
pretty much. But in any case, I guess the only thing I want to just shout out is, again, our friends that have been with
Yeah,
us
your
through all of
friends.
this. I'd love to name them all, but I don't want to make this seem like I'm going, hey, follow this person, this person, this person, this
course, of
person, and
course.
remember who sent
Bunny
you. No, I
Hearted
don't want to do that.
definitely. Bunny Hearted has been. I even like she's pushing for partner, and we've been friends for
Oh,
well a good while actually. And I asked her, I was like, hey, this stuff came out. What do you think? And she's like, she's the one who told me. It seems like it's kind of rooted in a little bit of ableism and a little bit of transphobia, and a little bit of people, a little bit of me living rent free inside people's heads.
okay.
Growing takes effort.
It does.
If
And
that's going to be the
Lexi,
case, yes. Shout out to Amaletzi. Shout out to Magical Mina. Shout out to Z Doodles, best friend of my darling.
My wife.
Aw.
Oh yeah, my best friend Z has been like, you've never had. I've known you for over a decade. You've never had to deal with this kind of call out. You've never been called out in your entire fucking internet career until VRChat. VRChat sucks, and I'm like, no. Some people on VRChat suck. VRChat itself is a pretty fun place. They do have some work to do. There are more accessibility features I'd love to see, like live captions in game would be pretty dope. It would be hard, but it would be well worth the subscription to VRChat Plus. I would honestly pay more for VRChat Plus if it got me subtitles so that I could effectively communicate with my friends. Because ASL is hard to learn. I mean, I'm doing my best. I'm
learning
best,
currently.
but,
Yeah.
the app is it's
speaking
so
of-
hard in VR with no fingies.
Speaking of our friend Parsi, who was mentioned before, has also been a great rock for all of this.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she's.
Good.
You should definitely bring her on your show because she is so fucking talented.
Yeah, I'll talk to them for sure.
Massive nerd. Massive nerd.
And Virtual Lily, Virtual Lude, both of them great
Oh,
friends of
nice.
Nerdy. Both of them have also been amazing.
I
and
just want to
finally,
thank my community too.
and
Thank the
finally,
community.
because I mentioned
Yeah.
Two Men, of course, Two Men has been absolutely amazing for
My mom
everything.
is basically my manager at this point, and they're also one of my adopted kids. So it's a weird relationship to have,
Right.
Vox
But they've
Alotl
been-
for sure.
Oh, Vox is great. Vox Charlotte is amazing. And you, Pink, you were like, hey, you're doing okay, and I'm like, so,
Shout out to Pink Knight. Follow Pink Knight as well as Pink
That's
Toad.
me!
Make sure you
Hey! Hey!
Follow Pink
Goodness.
Knight.
And
You should be a
finally-
mixer
Thank you.
partner.
Oh, yeah.
Clout that you promised me?
Hi, wait, what I promise you?
By the way,
Do you have that clout that you promised me? You said you were going to give me clout if I did this interview, right?
it's in the mail. It's in the mail. No,
Oh, my
and finally,
goodness.
because I'm fairly certain they'd be listening to this, even though they don't understand every single word. Hi, Link. Hi.
Oh, my little
Goodness.
Linky. Yeah, my nephew.
Well, thank
Reznov
you.
has... My buddy Reznov was like, you never seemed like you were clout chasing me, and I have, this. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not a clout chaser.
Well, yeah, you've
'cause I
always-
just like being friends with creatives.
I mean, I'll leave on this thought. You've never done that to me. And even when I stopped streaming for a while to get myself mentally fixed, you still invited me to things, to games, to events, to streaming stuff, to Discord things, VR
Yeah,
chat
'cause
parties.
You're my friend.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, you invited me to all these things, even though
You
there was
are
no,
my friend.
yeah, there was no clout to be had or found, and you
Yeah.
still involved me with things, and I always bragged about you to all of my friends for that reason. So
Aw,
I
you're
did.
so sweet.
Well, thank you.
I don't know. I like making friends, and I'm autistic, so sometimes people perceive my actions wrong. That's up to
Absolutely.
them. I'm not responsible for how people perceive me.
Of course. Well,
Thank
we'll wrap
you
this
for the
up.
interview,
Yeah,
though.
y'all say bye-bye to the camera.
Bye, camera.
Bye, camera.
Bye-bye, camera. Again, thank y'all for listening to the Pink FM podcast. I was really happy to have Nerdy and Karma on today. We got to learn a lot and go through everything. So enjoy listening, and I will catch y'all next week. Bye-bye now.